All right, guys, welcome to tonight's team call. So happy to see so many new faces, and it's just exciting that this team is growing by leaps and bounds. And, you know, one of the things that we've done recently is kind of delegate so that you guys aren't having to listen to me constantly. So we have the Mr. Ken teaching us all about customer care this evening. And the reason we thought this would be super fitting is because I know a lot of you guys don't know what the customer genealogy report is just yet, but it's a report that you pull up to see how frequently your customers are reordering, if they've canceled, if a credit card's declined. The report tells you all sorts of things. And out of everybody on the entire team, and we're talking, there's over 100 people on the team, Ken has the cleanest customer genealogy report ever, meaning you look at it and you don't see many cancellations. Everybody's super happy and active, and even over mine. So I'm excited to learn from Ken tonight as well. And I'm just going to let him take it away and teach us everything he knows about that.
Hey guys, so who's new? Because I don't recognize some names and I know I can't see everybody. And how do you say your name? Is it Mila? Mila?
I can't unmute yet.
Yeah, you're on mute now. Oh, there you go.
Still trying to figure it out. Yeah, that's Mila.
Mila.
Okay, cool. I think everybody else I kind of know. There's
Nicole's brand new also.
Nicole, yeah.
Say hi, Nicole. Wave your hand.
Hi, Nicole.
Guys.
And then Holly's Palmer's.
Holly's new.
Cool, awesome. Okay, I know
Hi.
Cool. All right.
Ken, it's really hard to hear you. If there's a way you can.
Is that better?
I mean, it's a little muffled, like something is over the volume or something,
Yeah,
or the mic.
Plugged in with earphones, so.
Okay, maybe it's on my end then.
I can hear you just fine, Ken.
Okay. Perfect.
Can you hear me, Jenny?
Yeah, I can hear you. Everybody else.
Wow, interesting.
Turn your computer up.
So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to bounce back and forth. I got a little presentation I put together, but I'm going to kind of show you where, if I need to, show you where other things are. So let me show you my screen real quick. Maybe. All right, so customer care and building raving fans. That's our number one thing. You know, when we get a customer, what do we do with them? You know, how do we keep them engaged and how do we take care of them so they become raving fans? So we're all looking for customers, and the first day when we find one, you know, we sign them up. So we put in the customer order. We check how they want to communicate with them. So a lot of people, even in this day and age, aren't on Facebook. So you have to connect with them on you know, other means. So text or email. I have, you know, a handful of customers that don't have Facebook accounts. They like to get contacted by email. I have another handful that like text because they're not always on Facebook. So, you know, whatever works best for them is the way you're going to communicate with them. And then, you know, you want to let them know that you'll be adding them to a customer support page. And then you're going to tell them what that customer support page is all about. Because sometimes the customer support page can be overwhelming. Especially when we're talking a lot about different things. So you want to just let them know what that's going to be all about up front. This way they're not overwhelmed. You're going to have customers that love it. You're going to have customers that, you know, might opt out of it, and you just keep engaged with them and they'll be fine. So you want to create a customer profile. So a customer profile can be found on the missiondrivensystem.com, or it can be the experience survey on your virtual office. And let's see how good I am at like sharing this screen here. So I had all this populated. Sorry about the news that's on there. My apologies. So if you go on your virtual office, we'll go there first. And you go to training. So you'll have your front office, and then you'll go to training. And then this screen's going to populate up, and you'll scroll down.
Hey, Ken, we can't see your screen. It's just black.
Really?
Really? Am I the only one having trouble with that?
No, I don't see anything either.
Okay, hold on.
I could see it before you went to full view.
So you didn't see any of the slides?
We saw them until you went to full view. Like,
Gotcha.
I saw it
Okay.
on the slideshow before you hit play or whatever.
All right. I don't know how to share my desktop then.
You did fine. Just open it back up and don't do the full screen view. Just do like your slideshow view, like as you were making it. Because we saw it before you went to that.
This? That work?
You're not sharing anything anymore.
Awesome.
It's okay. This is all trial and error. I promise I didn't have it perfect on my first shot either.
All right. Well,
There we go.
apparently-
Okay, so we can see it perfect right now.
Can you see this?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no, we can't see that. That
Okay.
is just black.
That's black. All right. Well, I'll just talk you guys through that part then. Okay. Does that work?
What are you trying to talk through on the virtual office? Do you want me to hop on mine?
Sure.
Okay.
So just where the experience survey is, I don't know if everybody knows what that is and where it's located. So if you want to hop on there, I don't know why I can't share mine, and I apologize, everybody.
No worries.
It's populating.
So an experience survey is going to be, what is your customer expecting? Why are they joining Juice Plus? Why do they want the product? Why? What are they
Okay, can you guys see
expecting?
my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me where you want me to go.
Training. Team building. And then you're going to scroll down under customer care, and you're going to do the survey. Or is it the question? Okay, go back. Sorry.
Oop. Ah! I just X'd out of the whole thing.
It's okay. Should
You guys will
populate.
get to see it twice.
Training.
Team
Team
building.
building. And so you're going to go to the customer experience questionnaire. And it's just simple. You're going to make this you're going to make this contact for the person. Each one of your customers, you're going to have this information handy. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about them, why they're making the decision to take Juice Plus, what's their expectations, would they like the enhanced Juice Plus experience within a 30-day jump start. Just you're asking these qualified questions of them. This way you have information when you go back and talk to them, after a certain period of time, whether they do the shred or not. You can talk about what their expectations were and what they're feeling and the benefits they're having now. If their expectation was, I want to go down one, pant size, and, I want to feel more energy. Well, that's going to be in there. And then every time you contact them, but once in a while, you're going to ask them and be like, hey, did you drop that pant size? Or did you, are you feeling more energy? It just shows them that you listened, you listened to what they were saying and that you're engaged when you were talking to them. I mean, they don't know you're putting this together on your end, but it's going to give you better customer care when you're trying to talk to them. And then Lindsay, can you go to the missiondrivensystem.com?
I sure can.
So that's one place that we can go. This other mission-driven system, I find this handy. I like using this. If you'll scroll down, this has everything you need to run your business right here. If you want to hit building your customer, or excuse me, creating the best customer experience, I believe it's under there. Customer profile, top left. So this is actually the customer profile that's in the shred book that we all have as reps. And again, it's the same thing. It's a little bit more information on here. This one's a little bit better. So whichever one you think works best for you, you can use. But this one will actually tell you the items that are purchased. If they have a children's health study, the child's name and date of birth. That always comes in handy when you're trying to text somebody, especially if you're not really familiar with them. And just be like, instead of saying, how's your daughter doing or how's your boy doing, you could always say, how's little Johnny doing or how's Sally doing, with the Chewies. So it just makes it more personable when you're contacting your customer. If you'll scroll down a little bit.
And Debbie, did you have a question? I saw that you just raised your hand.
I did. I want to know how you get to this mission-driven system.
It's just a website. It's just mission-driven system, all one word, .com.
Very good. Thank you.
And also this will play into your, this is all part of the Shred 10 program that we're all promoting now. So it plays perfect into it. with everything else. So I just wanted to point out the customer experience one that was on the virtual office, but I kind of like this one now. I'm moving towards this one with all my customers because of the fact that it's more comprehensive in information and it leads right into the Shred 10 experience. So we can get out of this one, Lindsay. And then I'll show my screen again. Does anybody have any questions thus far? All right, so your first month is your first 30 days. If they're going to do the Shred 10, you're going to be in contact with them in that first 10 days, of course. If they're not doing the 10-day Shred, you want to check in every few days, quick test to make sure they're taking their JP daily. The first week, you want to thank them for their order, for letting you partner with them in their health journey with Juice Plus. It's a big deal for people, to kind of get on these programs with us. And if you're thanking them for letting you partner with them, that's huge to a lot of people. You want to check within that first week too. Did they receive the product? Have you explained how to take the product? For a lot of people, depending on what they're going through in their life, to do 2 capsules right off the bat is kind of hard for their system. So it might be better off to do 1 capsule for the first 7 days, and then in the rest of the time, bump it up to the 2 capsules. It's really good to get people on the capsules before Shred, so you're not really hitting them hard, but a lot of people like it just, to get on the Shred, do everything at once, and really get some benefits out of the whole program. So you want to answer any questions they may have about the product, the programs, anything that you're doing with them. And you want to thank them with an image. These are just some images that you can use. You can come up with your own of just, and you're going to send this after they place the order. I've started seeing some people even having like capsules in their hands, or the omegas, and saying, hey, your magic beans or your fruits and vegetables are on their way, thank you. So you can create your own little style on how you want to do it with your customers, and that way you can have those pictures somewhere, and then every customer you just send it to as they place the orders, and putting this all together for them. The first month, the first 30 days. So day 10 is going to check in. Are they taking the full Juice Plus dose yet? Do they have any more questions? What are they feeling? Are they starting to receive the emails that we all get from Juice Plus? Their corporate's pretty good about sending out emails to all the different customers, and even us, because we're customers in essence. And what your customers are getting as far as what corporate's sending out, because you're getting it yourself. So it really helps in that aspect. And you all should be getting customer care emails as well, letting you know that your customers are at when their order's placed, when it's out for delivery, your first 30 days, the 60 days, the 90 days, and there's all verbiage that they put in those emails that you can kind of help you with that as well. You want to make sure your customers are taking their Juice Plus on a regular basis and being consistent. If they're not consistent with it, they're not going to see the benefits that we want them to see, or that they want to see. And they're not going to realize the expectations that they told you in their profile that they wanted to see. So, make suggestions of putting it somewhere. I tell my people, put it on the kitchen counter next to the coffee maker if you have coffee, or put it next to your toothbrush and toothpaste in the bathroom. So it's in front of them all the time. It's not in a cupboard where they forget about it. We have ours in the kitchen, on the kitchen table, and on top of the fruit baskets. It's always there. The boys always see it. Everything is always out for us to see. Within the day 30s, you're going to congratulate them for being consistent and keep communicating with them. Find out what they're noticing, find out what they're feeling, find out what benefits they're realizing. You might have to prompt them a little bit. You might have to say, hey, have you noticed more energy? Have you noticed that you're sleeping better? Have you noticed that your nails are starting to grow a little bit faster? I mean, even in 30 days, a lot of ladies will say that they notice their nails grow faster and their hair is a lot healthier and starting to grow a little bit quicker. So there's all things that you can do. Send them the Bridge the Gap video. If you have sent them that already, find another video to send them. Just reiterates why they're taking the product, and keeps them engaged in what we're doing. Share a product story. Share one of our stories on the team, of somebody that you heard. And, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you prefaces that it's not your story. You
Hey,
know,
Ken,
and
it looks like Kaylee has a question.
go ahead.
Yeah, so are you calling people or are you texting people this or Facebook messaging them? How are you doing like your day 30?
So it's all dependent on how they want to be communicated. Like we talked about in the beginning, however they want to be communicated with.
Okay.
It seems nowadays people are starting to accept more phone calls than they used to, because so many people have gone away from it that they find that, such a nice thing when they hear a real person on the other side of the phone and you can hear emotion. If they want to be contacted by me by Facebook Messenger, I'll use the voice prompt, the voice record, and I'll actually record it. Like, hey, Kaylee, you're 10 days in. I just wanted to check to make sure everything's going well. Make sure you're taking your Juice Plus every day like we discussed. I wanted to see if you had any questions and just wanted to check a couple other things. Just let me know when you have a few minutes that we can talk and we can get together. Simple, to the point, quick, under 30 seconds. Because when the message comes through, you can see with the timeline of how long the message is, and you don't want it to be lengthy. So, really those things you want to have, create that verbiage in your mind before you get on there. This way you have an idea what you're going to talk about. And it kind of, if you have that verbiage in your mind before you get on the message, then it's going to eliminate those uhs and those stutter moments. Does that
Cool,
answer?
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, day 30 is just, see it on day 30, you're going to be in contact with your customer. You're going to have a good feel for them. Maybe you want to introduce them to our community and see if they want to come to a local event, or if they want to hop on a Zoom call if they're not able to get out because they have kids or something. Life's crazy for everybody. So, but it could be the first introduction to the community.
Well, and I think a good point to mention here, especially now that we're introducing the shred, is how do you, one of the questions that I get all of the time is, here we talk about a 10-day program. It's now 30 days in. I would address the lifestyle a little bit and invite them to the next shred too, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. We can, you're going to be constantly, and that's my mistake for not having that in here after day 10. So you're going to constantly, we all know that we have a shred the first Monday of every month, and we're going to invite our people to every one. No matter whether they're engaged or not, you're still going to ask them, because at some point they're going to get engaged or re-engaged if they fell off with the Shred 10. And the Shred 10 book for reps has a calendar built in there of how everything should flow. And it's very easy. So, through, let's say day 10, 11 through, 30, that's going to be the point where you're really going to be inviting them to an event, seeing if they want to possibly do the business with you, and trying to turn your customers into a rep on your team, become a team member, because team stands for together, everyone achieves more. So if we have more people, we're going to achieve more together than we are by ourselves. So if you're trying to run all this systems by yourself and just having customers and trying to make your levels, your promotions, it's going to be tough. So if you can get those team members underneath you and utilize them and work as a team to support everybody, yourself and them, you guys are going to accomplish a lot more together. And I'll be honest with you, I've been very customer driven. And just recently I've started trying to tweak my stuff into building team for myself. So I haven't been very good at it, but I'm getting better, and I'm starting to do this with my customers. So, and the latter half of these slides too, goes into building reps off your customers. So it's just some of the stuff I do regularly, and some of this stuff is pretty new to me too. So, and my apologies, I didn't put the shred stuff in here. So months 2 for 4. This is totally up to you on how you want to check in with your customers. I mean, if we're doing shreds, you're going to be checking in with them the first 10 days of every month, because there's verbiage for every day during those 10 days to stay connected with them. All the new people, sometimes the other people who have been doing shreds, multiple shreds, they're okay. They don't need that constant contact. So once or twice a week, with a post, a message, a text, a call, or a selfie video. Selfie video is just kind of more personable. You can make it personable to them. Hey, Sally, it's Kenny. Just wanted to touch base with you. I know you've been doing the shred and everything's going well. I know this is like your second or third shred, and just want to make sure everything's still going well with your Juice Plus experience. or your healthy lifestyle that you're creating for you and your family. Just simple, to the point. The text and messages, all that can be that way. And again, Kaylee asked, how do you contact your people? However they want you to contact them. Don't go outside of that barrier, because then they might not, receive it very well. Another thing too with this is that if you send a message, they don't respond, you send a text, they don't respond, remember, just as you're busy trying to build your business, they're busy running their life. So they might not get back to you right away. It's okay. It's not a big deal. They'll get back to you when they have a second.
Well, and Mallory asked a really great question earlier today. Mallory, do you mind asking the same question you asked me? Because I think it's super valid for this month 2 to 4. I mean, Josh Santo.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me my real name. So I was asking Lindsay, because it's a few receipts. Like most of my customers don't reorder because they're not doing too.
Scoot a little closer to your microphone, Mal, or something. We can't hear you well.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
I was saying that most of my customers don't want to reorder in 4 months, because that's 2 shakes a day every day for 4 months to run out of product, and they just have so much of it that they don't want to reorder. And so I was just asking, they'll reorder in a few more months, but I just was asking Lindsay if you guys have that same thing, or like how to encourage your customers to make more. Because weird, and I don't use all of the product.
Right. So the whole thing is how do you do your scoops? Are you half scooping or are you full scooping? I mean, that plays in that part as well. Really there's a way that you can introduce people to healthy snacks. In the shreds, I've posted tons of snacks that use complete, so that if they're not using it for their shakes, they're still getting it in some of the energy balls, or in some of the smoothie bowls, or the other different desserts I put in there, and things. So there's ways that people can use that complete shake mix in different aspects if they don't want to take the 2 shakes a day. And it really depends on how they're scooping their scoops, whether they're full or not, and that's going to dictate whether they're going to use it over the lifetime of that 4 months. If they're involved in a shred, we know they're using at least 20 shakes, a bag and a full bag, and then five shakes out of the next bag out of that. So it really depends, and that's in the expectations up front. Like we always say, you can always start with the premium product package, which is 2 shakes a day for 4 months plus the cap. If somebody doesn't see 20, then they're one. Am I back?
Now you're back, I think.
Okay. Good?
Weird. I think you're good. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's really in that customer profile, building that customer relationship right in the beginning, is knowing what they want. If they want 2 shakes a day with the capsules for 4 months, they're getting the whole kit and caboodle. If they see themselves doing the shreds each month, but in the live it portion, they're gonna only do 1 shake, well, then they're gonna get half the amount of shakes. So it's really you telling it to them. Once they start feeling the benefits and everything of what's going on at a 4-month period and transitioning through everything, they're going to come and order more shakes from you. It's not something you have to push. I know, Mallory, you're a veggie crack dealer and you want everybody to have it, but you just give it out a little bit at a time and they'll come back to you.
Well, and one of the things that I had said is that's why we put the shakes in the system separate from the capsules. Yep. So at least you're getting a reorder of the capsules or the chewables every single month. So again, we go back to just keeping it really simple. What you had said, I'm just going to reiterate it. Remind them to take them when they brush their teeth, or something that they do every single day, and invite them every single month. So for the brand new people, because I know there are so many brand new people on here, that there is a shred at the beginning of every single month. The first Monday of every month, we start a shred out of that group. So just again, to keep it simple, we're just inviting them to continue to do the 2 shakes, again with the other food that you can make complete with, and just encourage them. The more complete they can put in their body, the healthier they're going to be, period.
And I think Lindsay said it best one time. People are like, Well, I don't know if I want to do all the shakes, or I don't want to live, or I don't want to do all the shred guidelines. And well, do you want to do something 50% and get 50% results, or do you want to do something 100% and get 100% of the results? So it's just stuff that you can, tell them or help them understand what's going to happen to their body, or what potentially could happen to their body doing the shred. And that might help them decide, well, okay, this first time, let's try 2 shakes a day for the full time, and we'll go from there.
Right. So my
A
famous quote is, have your expectation match your effort.
I like, what I like to say to people is like, if you want to do what I do 2 shakes a day, and I do capsules every day. So, I mean, we can start off there, and go from there. And then we can tailor it back if you want to, or if you want to stay at that level, we can stay at that level. So I really put it on them to make the decision. And part of that is in that first 30 days, the first shred, the second shred, and the live it portion. Have they formed a habit? Are they really forming that habit by living the guidelines, during the shred, and then the live it portion, doing the best they can, they're forming that healthy lifestyle habit. And again, every time you have contact with these guys, your customers, you want to ask them to see any changes they might be happening. Because a lot of these changes that people notice are very subtle. Some of the biggest ones are energy, sleep, but a lot of the other ones are very subtle on what they're doing. A lot of people report or tell us that, their digestive system is working a lot better once they get through the shred in those first 3 days, and, your whole microbiome kind of resetting itself and all that. So, and people are very visual. So with some of these texts and some of these calls, or not calls, messages and stuff, you can send images. So here's just some, just to prompt your people about, have you had your Juice Plus today? Just, hey, Sally, just wanted to make sure you're still being consistent with your Juice Plus, and however you want to word it, just different techniques. And, find photos and customize these to your personality. I mean, that's the fun part of this. It's your business. You get to do these. Of course, take from people you see, and nobody that I know that I've taken pictures from, if Ed has ever said anything to me about, why'd you take my picture? Everybody's always supportive. This is a community of people like none other. We will stand on our head, do cartwheels, do whatever we need to support one another to help each other be successful. So it's really cool community. Again, months 2 through 4, day 60, congratulate them for being consistent with taking Juice Plus the whole time. Has their kids being consistent? Again, the changes they're noticing. Send them the Juice Plus video, just a reminder of why they're continuing to be consistent. What is Juice Plus? It's cool videos in that mission-driven system. There's a whole product video section that has all the videos you will need to know. Lindsay has her go-to ones. I think there's like 2 or 3, maybe 4 that she has, and that's what she sends people. And you'll get that way too, no matter where you are in the business. You'll have your go-to videos, and then you're going to have your videos for the people that you want to tailor it around. If you have a nurse, there's nurses videos. If you have an athlete, there's athlete videos. So you're really going to tailor it. You're not going to send an athlete a mom on a mission video or a boss babe video. You're going to send them an athletic video because it speaks to them. They speak on the same language. And again, invite them to an event. See if they want to join our mission. You can send them some images to kind of pique their interest in what we're doing. A lot of people, are saying, hey, I'm hiring, or, hey, I have this opportunity. Would you be open to, seeing what we do or learning about how we do things? The more we invite them to events and they come around us, the more they're going to see the community that we're part of, and the more they're going to want to be, I like these guys, they're up to something, and they're going to want to come and become involved in what we do.
Well, and just to interject for just one moment, what Mallory had to say has a lot of validity to it. But this right here at this critical timing is when they go into their second order. Because chances are, if you can get them to reorder a second time, they're more likely going to commit to a life of doing it. Whereas if you spend these 4 months or 60, 90 days really following up, they're going to be a customer for life. And you probably won't have to do this stuff very frequently as you continue. just every now and then. But the more effort you put into it right now at the very beginning is very key. Wouldn't you agree, Ken?
It's absolutely key, because you're setting the platform of how you're going to take care of them. They're trusting you on what you gave them the information for them to make an educated decision for their health journey, and they entrusted you with that. So now you're giving back and educating them, engaging them, and showing them what customer service truly is in a world that has lost customer service. There's not many companies out there anymore that really provide excellent customer service. So we provide that in the beginning. You're going to build a raving fan. And you know what? There might be people out there that don't want to become part of our mission, and that's fine. You love them where they are. It's okay. But you know what? They're going to tell all their friends. They're going to talk to all their friends, and they're going to direct all their friends to you. And at some point, you're going to tell them, be like, listen, I'd rather you make the money than me make the money off your friends. Why don't you just sign up and we'll work this business together? Because like I said, as a team and doing things together is a lot more fun than trying to do it by yourself. So months 2 to 4, I mean, we're at the 90-day mark now. You want to congratulate them for being consistent with the JP. Again, ask them questions from the JP Experience Survey. This survey is, I think, key. The Juice Plus company used to offer this survey at the 90-day mark, and if you filled it out and sent it to corporate, you got like free product, got like a free shake bag. They discontinued that, but you can use this for you providing excellent customer care. You can do it one time at 90 days. You can do it every 90 days. It's up to you. You can find it under your virtual office. We saw it before. And it just asks questions. Have you noticed your energy levels increase? Have you noticed your digestive system, your bowel system being more regular? You notice better sleeping habits. And just there's like, I think 10 or 15 questions. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. It's easy to do. You can just ask them, a good way to do this one's over the phone, just because you can talk to them if that's how they want to communicate, or you can send them a message and just say, hey, Sally, I got a survey. We're at 90 days now. I know you've been very consistent with your JP, and I just want to see if your experiences that match your expectations that you told me about in the beginning. And you can run down the survey, with them when they get back to you. Do they share their experience with others? We all know that people, once they start feeling good and looking good, people are gonna notice, what are you doing? And they're gonna tell them what they're doing. So I mean, that's an easy one. You could always ask them if they'd be interested in hosting a party for you. It could be any party. It could be an energy ball party. Some girls are calling them Super Bowl parties. It could be a salad in a jar party. It could be a wine and wellness party. And it could just be fun getting together and, having some recipes there, having some of the desserts there. And, it could be a presentation. It doesn't have to be a presentation. It could just be a get together. Invite to one of the events. We have a lot of events going on now. We have live Zoom calls, and we have live events. We're getting more and more, be able to hopefully be able to plug people into an event that will be available every night as we move forward through the summer. So, and share the opportunity and invite them to join our mission. I mean, we don't want to throw up the opportunity on, but we want to hint around it. And you do that by creating curiosity on your Facebook pages. What are you up to? Are you doing this with friends? Put pictures of you and your friends doing stuff together. Are you doing this with family? Put together your mom and 2 sisters and doing stuff with the family, fun stuff, lifestyle. Create curiosity about the lifestyle you guys are building with yourselves. If you don't have anything that you're doing real well, or doing anything, when we get together as a team, post those pictures, and stuff like that. So very easy, create curiosity. People are going to come to you. The next shipment, the big thing. Here's the big conundrum for everybody. What about the next shipment? What do we do? Well, when you're going to be notified 10 days in your virtual office when their next shipment's going out, you need to notify them. Don't be scared. It's fine. You're just going to let them know. And this is a sample verbiage that Lindsay gave me. It's very simple. Hey, Sally, hope all is going well. And you can insert something personal about them here depending on your relationship. I want to let you know your next order of whatever products they have is ready to ship on, May 28th. If for any reason you would like to change anything with this order, let me know. If not, this order will arrive 5 to 10 days after the ship date. Thanks for letting me partner with you in your health journey. Have an amazing rest of your day. You can tell that, but that's very simple. And people I don't know. I've never had anybody say no to this.
Well, and there's key words here, and this is something that I learned is that you're leaving the ball in your customer's court here, right? So if you want to change anything about it, you let me know, because life gets crazy, and if they don't get back to you, that's on them. If they didn't want the order or whatever else, so it takes the pressure off you. You did your job. You let them know it was coming, and they didn't. So they're not going to be mad at you that their order shipped, even if they didn't want it, because you sent this text message and you left the ball in their court. So if you change verbiage around any of it, don't change the ball in their court verbiage, if that makes sense. You guys have questions on that? Because that is something that I learned the hard way. When we were building to NMD, it was just so fast. But like I was saying, hey, your order's going to ship. Let me know what you would like me to do with it. That's totally different, right? Like, so they maybe got back to me, or they didn't, and then they're like, oh shoot, I forgot, and now I have an order. Well, I wasn't leaving it in their court. So I learned that over time. So
And
learn
Lindsay,
from my mistakes.
and one thing I noticed is when you shared this with me, because I used to do the same thing Lindsay does, and I would sit there and wait till like 10 days before, and like on the ninth day, I would text them back and be like, hey, did you get my message? It was something that wasn't conducive for me to be doing. I send this, it's on them. If they don't call me back or tell me what they want anything changed, I'm assuming that everything's good to go. So that everything, this is on them, and that's not, I'm not saying that in a bad way, and I'm not just saying, I'm saying, like Lindsay said, the ball's in their court. I let them know their order's coming. If they'd like to change it, let me know. If not, it will be there on this date. Thanks for letting me partner with you. So all that stuff. Does anybody have questions? Okay. Here's some suggestions too. After they receive their second box, mail them a card. Call them or send a selfie video. Thank them for being a loyal customer, and then continue to check with them about, once or twice a month, however you see fit, however you want to set your customer care up. It's totally up to you. It's your business. And after they accepted their third box, maybe mail them a gift card. You could always get them a shaker from the promotion store. Whatever you see fit, and give, rewarding your customer for being with you. $20. I mean, this is a gesture that's going to go a long way and be very appreciative by your company. Not many companies that give back to their customers. So this is something that is, it's simple to do. It's not going to hit you all at once in a month. It's going to be spread out. You can spread it out over however you see fit. I mean, yeah, if you get 20 customers in a week, spread them out. I mean, it's not a big deal. And it doesn't have to be $20. It can be $10, $15, whatever you think your customer is going to like or be into, send them something to that effect. And you can even get gift cards to the promotion store, and they can go pick out their own stuff. So, I mean, that's always a suggestion. I never did that. I just thought of it, but something you can always look into too. So stay connected with your customers, have fun with them, engage them, educate them, thank them, reward them, invite them to meet our community, and invite them to join our mission. The more people we can get to Take Choose Plus, the better place we're going to make the world, and inspire, have that healthy living lifestyle around the world. You're part of, this is something I learned, some of it recently and some of it before. So you're part of one of the best companies in our industry in the world. You're part of one of the largest teams, which is leading the way, which is Team Shining Star, which we fall under. You've literally won the lottery. You have a business that you can virtually do anything you want with it. You want to make a little bit of money just to pay a car payment? Great. You can do that with this company. If you want to get to where Lindsay is and be NMD and get benefits package and keep going from there, that's obtainable too. And there's people all the way in between, and there's people above Lindsay and beyond Lindsay. So, we have a strong community of people with a common purpose and passion, and it's awesome to be part of it. Questions?
Well, I just want to say thank you for sharing that with us, Ken, because that's super insightful on what we should all be doing, and it's not rocket science, and it's just loving on your customers. When's the last time you called Sprint or whatever and got like a happy person on the other line? So we do have one of the best companies, the best products, even the best customer care department of any other company I even know. So even if your client is frustrated for whatever reason and they call corporate, like they're wonderful on the phone. We are spoiled rotten here.
I
Lynn,
mean,
go for it.
Okay. Ken, I wanted to ask you how you keep track of everything. Do you just use that website, or do you have apps on your phone? Because I know that you do stuff with the Shred 10 and it kind of like automatically posts to make it easier as your customer base continues to grow, but you still maintain that personal contact with your customers.
sure. For my customers, I go off my genealogy report. That's where I do everything off of them, off of there. And then when I go into their profile, I mean, I know where they're at, off of their next ship date or their original date on the customer genealogy. Everything's there for me. It shows me everything I need to know. So I know where they're at, as far as what I'm going to talk to them about or what I'm going to send them.
Okay.
I haven't gotten into, I don't try to overcomplicate it and make all these spreadsheets and all this kind of crazy stuff. I tried in the beginning. It was just overwhelming. It was too much and too much to keep track of. I just keep it very simple.
Thank you.
Yep.
Something that might be good to show you guys real quick. I'm just going to share my screen. And this is a part of the homework as you guys join the team with your coaching calls. But all of our virtual offices look the same, okay? The numbers look a little different, but this is something that you need to learn pretty quickly, and it's the My Customers right here, and it's customer search and follow-up, because it does get complex as your customer base grows. What we do here is hit advanced customer search. And for you newbies, this isn't a big deal, but Lindsay, you have a pretty big customer base at this point. So, and this might just refresh your memory. But if I'm going to see who's going to ship from, like, let's say today to a month from now. So I sit down every single month. So I'm going to do, May 22nd to June 22nd and see every single one of my customers who's due to ship. And you hit run report here. It's going to pull up all my customers. So this is just within the next month here. So it's interesting to try and keep all track of that. The virtual office does it for us, right? It even says what is shipping right here on the right-hand side, when the ship date is. So what I typically do is I'll hit the next ship date on the top so it'll chronologically align them, okay? So there's one more for me shipping out for Leland here, Chocolate Complete at the end of the month. Everything else is in June. And so what I do is I take an afternoon or a morning, and I'll sit here. It has the phone number and everything else, and I will text every single one of these customers that verbiage Ken just gave us. So I just shoot it all out in like an hour, right? Which is cool, because then they're taken care of, your text message is out, and it's not going to take a huge amount of time. Does anybody have questions on this? This is kind of what Ken is talking about when he says customer genealogy report. This gives you very similar information. So this is something that I add to my to-do list the last week of every single month. Cool, right?
Very cool. I think it's helpful from both of you, so thank you.
Perfect. What other questions? Oh, go ahead.
Does anybody think customer care is overwhelming or scared of it?
Yes.
Not scared of it. I think I am a little nervous to write to people when their 4 months is up, on the fear that they're not going to want to reorder. But that's just my own thing. I've already had, a couple people that say they didn't take it as much as they thought they would have, so they don't want to reorder yet. And so since that's happened, I'm a little nervous going forward, but I still think it's important.
And that's, we have a special guest.
Oh, what a cutie. What's his name?
Her name is Lucy.
Lucy.
Yes.
So cute.
Um,
Dogs really do look like their owners.
haha, very funny. But seriously, don't be intimidated by the customer care, because if you start taking care of them from day one with their expectations and all that for their family, for themselves, um, you're going to be in contact with them through it to make sure they're taking it like they're supposed to be. If there's any problems, if there's any hiccups, all that kind of stuff. Life happens. We all know life happens. And, if they're not ready for it, that's okay. Be like, listen, I can postpone it for, a month. That's not a problem. The big thing is if they have a children's health study attached to it, you have to let them know if they want to cancel that the children's health study is connected to that, and they won't be able to get that child back on the children's health study. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lindsay, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. And from a business standpoint, from Juice Plus's end, the whole reason that child is getting the product for free is so they can be enrolled in our study, right? And let's say, Ken, your kid hasn't taken Juice Plus consistently for the whole past month. That data is going to be skewed coming back from the study because they may have gotten sick in there. So when you go and ask them the survey question, has your son or daughter been sick? They're going to say yes. So the thing is, the whole idea about it is to keep it very consistent for mom and dad so it stays very consistent for child. And there even becomes a point on the children's health study where you push it out too far, they won't continue it. So I always use that as verbiage for people who want to delay. I always say, okay, that's fine. I'll push it out 1 month. Just remember, you are children's health study order, which means we need to keep it on a consistent basis shipping out so you can continue to get it for free. So double up if you need to, give some to some neighbors or whatever, but your next shipment should ship out so that you can continue to get it for free. So that's kind of the verbiage. They'll let you push it longer than a month, but I just set the initial expectation that they better get on it. Does that make sense?
So it's just all part of your business. And Mallory, Josh, I saw your hand go up.
You may have already answered this question since I was kind of in and out, but can you send out the PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Well.
I'll try and figure it out. But Mallory, you put your hand up because you said you were scared about customer service.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared, because these are people that you're building relationships with. These are people that you have relationships with. So, as like I said earlier, as long as you take care of the customer in the beginning, like Lindsay said too, the more and more out you get from the initial start date, they're still going to become raving fans of your product. Mm-hmm. And like I said, life happens and you'll have to adjust your orders from here and there, but most of the time they'll just take the product and they'll continue to take the product.
Well, and just some verbiage for you guys too. One of the most dreaded conversations I used to have was when someone would say, no, I want to go ahead and cancel the order. And it used to give me a pit in my stomach and go, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? Or whatever, right? And now it's one of the most exciting conversations I feel like I can have. And it all has to do with our perspective shift, right? So when somebody says that, I expect that they're going to join the team. You want to know why? Because I say, oh, great. Okay, no problem at all. We can cancel your order. However, and Jenny and Pam and I talked about this the other day, was that, hey, corporate requires us to answer a couple questions on that order. So when's a good time to hop on the phone so that we can complete that cancellation? And so I make them get on the phone with me. Although corporate just has us answer a quick question about why they're quitting it, and it's just multiple choice. They don't know that. So what I do is I go, okay, well, first off, what was all of the good parts about you doing Juice Plus? What did you see? Tell me your experience. What did you love about it? So I'm not even allowing them an opportunity to speak negatively about it. And then all of a sudden they start remembering, oh my gosh, my energy, and I'm sleeping better. And they start listing all of these great things, right? And so then I go, well, I'm confused because we're on the phone to cancel this, and it sounds like you've had a really great experience, right? So my question to you is, are you wanting to cancel it because you didn't get a great experience, or are you wanting to cancel it for financial reasons? And then usually they say financial reasons, right? And so I say, well, if we could get your product at a discount or for free, or even have you make some money by taking the product, would you continue it? You know, and I just say it like, and I would be happy to write out these questions for you guys. But I just continue it like I'm asking a survey from Juice Plus, and they have no idea, right? And most of the time we're able to turn those orders around and they end up being representatives. I wish I had one of those people on this call right now, but a few of them exist. It's pretty cool. You guys see how that perspective shift changes a little bit and how verbiage changes everything? Makes a big difference.
I think if you wrote those out for everybody, Lindsay, it'd probably help everybody.
Okay, done deal. Put it on my to-do list that's never ending. All right, any other questions tonight, guys?
Any pitch book update? Do you need any more help?
The pitch book is complete and they are ordered. So I ordered a few extra if you guys didn't get an opportunity to put your order in with me on purpose, because I know a few of you guys didn't. But yep, they are ordered. They're $10 a piece if you want them. Make sure that you send $10 to mixpersonaltraining@gmail.com. And when you do that, select friends and family, because otherwise it charges a fee for me on my end. Okay. And the only other thing that I wanted to go over tonight is there's the Breckenridge Boot Camp coming up. There's also the Seattle Summit coming up. Ken had mentioned great events for customers, but there's also events speak volumes as far as being a distributor goes as well. So I talked to Dr. Mitra Ray herself this morning. And the cool thing is that she has one heck of a Seattle Summit planned. So if you guys can make it out to Seattle, we are going. It is July 21st and July 22nd. I will never miss it. And in some ways, it is better than even going to the national convention because Mitra runs the entire show. And I don't know about you, but she is one of the top 10 income earners of this entire company. I want to learn everything that we possibly can from Dr. Mitra Ray because she knows what she's doing and she's doing it well. And she keeps it very simple. And, you know, the way that I put this is Breckenridge is great. And it's right in our backyard. And it is coming up June 2nd through 4th. Okay, which is like in a couple weeks here. It's going to be cheaper than Seattle, but it is also going to be the more elementary version of this company and of this shred program and everything else. So if you, for whatever reason, cannot make it out to Seattle, I would recommend that you go to the Breckenridge. I almost said brewery, Breckenridge Brewery. You could do that while you're up there too. That's funny. Sorry, totally lost my train of thought. But I would go up to Breckenridge because something is better than nothing. But if you have the opportunity to go to college to learn about the shred in this company, or you have the opportunity to go to elementary school to learn about this, I would choose the college version every single time. You know, it's just a matter of what you're willing to invest in this business to make it yours and to educate yourself enough to make it so that you can make it as successful as you want to. So with that being said, Kaylee, did you have anything to add to that? I know you and I were talking earlier.
No, not really. I was looking up rooms, and we can share rooms. So it's real easy to do that. So if you're interested. At Breckenridge. And even at Seattle too. But at Breckenridge, we can share rooms, and so it'll just cut the cost and it'll be a lot easier. So if you guys want to share a room, let me know, and I can get you details.
Just one thing to keep. Sorry, go ahead, Kaylee.
We need to get everything booked, like room and everything needs to be booked within this week.
And then one consideration for the Breckenridge Boot Camp is you have to stay up there to attend it. So that's one big thing about that one.
Right. So yeah. So we can get there was one place, like one of the rooms, you could sleep 8 people. Yeah. So you could easily do that.
And if 8 people attended and stayed, shared the room or whatever, you said there's a kitchen so we can even cook our own food. And what did the cost come down to?
I think it was like $260 for one per night, but divide that by 8. That's pretty darn cheap.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Lindsay,
Yeah,
can I take a personal thing real quick?
have at it.
So, Holly Palmer is on this call tonight. She's one of my newest team member. I just wanted to take a personal liberty and introduce her real quick.
Yes, please.
One of the when I first joined, I was talking with Lindsay and Kaylee and said, my whole thing is I want to find somebody like me and give them hope when I had none. Holly's that person. I found her through my YouTube video. She contacted me. We talked. She had just switched to a new medication, unbeknownst to me, so she wanted to try that. 5 months later, she gets back in contact with me. She decides to order, and she's been on it about a month. Is that right, Holly? Are you able to talk?
Yeah, it's been about it's been almost a month.
A month. And right away, like Ken said, one of the first things she started noticing was she was sleeping better. She was having more energy. And she sent me a text the other day that basically just said, this is the first time that I've, fallen asleep and woke up without nausea.
Right on.
That is so amazing. And so I'm so happy to introduce her because she is, incarnate the reason why I joined this business. So I'm so happy and so proud to introduce Holly to this team.
Welcome, Holly. Great to have you aboard.
Thanks. It's nice to meet everybody.
Very cool. Well, maybe we'll see you in person. Seattle, are you coming to Seattle, Rick?
I am coming to Seattle.
Bring Holly with you.
And April.
And April. There you go. Can't keep track of y'all. Very cool. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording unless anybody had anything else to say. We good?